Yes, now we come to the Bahmani kingdom. The Bahmani kingdom is just above in the Deccan area. We saw it on the map. If you go to Bahmani kingdom, you'll see Ahmednagar, Bidar, Gulbarga, Bijapur, Golconda. So this Golconda side is towards this south also, but it's towards just the base, Andhra Pradesh. Just Andhra Pradesh area, the Telangana, Andhra Pradesh area. Bahmani kingdom is this Deccan place, just under Khandesh. We are coming towards the Arabian Sea. Okay. So the Bahmani kingdom was established by, these are the strong kingdoms which were there. Established by Alauddin Hassan. Okay, you must be also reading with the book. Please read properly and try to understand. This is just like a story. His story is history. Alauddin Hassan, he had risen in the service of a person named Gangu, and is therefore also known as Hassan Gangu. He became the king in 1347 and took the title of Alauddin Bahman Shah. He started a dynasty known as the Bahmani dynasty. His name was Gangu actually. He had come to work, he has named himself Gangu, and that's what his name was. So, but he was also known as Hassan Gangu. But when he became the king, he took the name of Alauddin Bahman Shah. The kingdom lasted for 180 years, and the Vijayanagar had lasted for 230 years, right? 230 years, and this lasted for 130 years. So 180 years. So 50 years of this side and that side. The kingdom lasted for 180 years from 1347 to 1527. So actually they were also there. 1336 to 1377, and here he is from 1347 to 1527, and they finished it off at 1565. 1366 to 1565, and they were here till 1347 to 1527. So by the time Vijayanagar went down, they also went down. Before Vijayanagar, they also went down. As its greatest extent included the whole northern Deccan, and then up to the river of Krishna. First Gulbarga and then Bidar were the capitals. Firoz Shah Bahmani and Mahmud Gawan were the most powerful people in the kingdom. Firoz Shah Bahmani, we will first read about. Firoz Shah was a ruler. He defeated the Gond king. Gond is in Gujarat. Narsingh Rai, and annexed some of his territories. He conquered the Raichur Doab from the king of Vijayanagar. However, he soon lost it again. Firoz Shah was a learned man and was interested in science. He was a good poet and well versed in Persian, Arabic, Turkish, Telugu, Kannada and Marathi. He encouraged learned men to migrate to his court. Under him, Deccan became the cultural center of India. Pune comes into it, Hyderabad comes into it, and it's all very cultural, lot of culture. How did these people study? These people never went to school, but they had knowledge. They were so learned, right? At that time, he didn't go to school. He was learning from gurus, listening to them, sharing ideologies, sharing culture, knowing about culture, going into this diversity, So we encourage things, we start encouraging. If we always discourage people, nothing is going to grow. We have to encourage each other. Mahmud Gawan, 1463 to 1481. Mahmud Gawan was the Wazir of the Bahmani king Muhammad Shah III. He made the kingdom very powerful. Mahmud was a Persian by birth. He came to India and settled down in the Deccan. He began working at the royal court and soon became a favorite of the king. For 18 years, he managed the affairs of the kingdom. He expanded the kingdom and reorganized the administration. Mahmud was a patron of learning. He was well versed in mathematics and literature. Awesome. He encouraged the growth of Urdu. Many scholars from Persia came to the Bahmani court. He also built a magnificent madrasa in Bidar. Many students from different parts of India and abroad came to this madrasa to study. The madrasa also had a library which had over 3,000 manuscripts. Okay, do you recall the name of the Chandragupta Maurya's prime minister? Think about it. I'll not tell you. These questions I'll not tell you. You have to think and look into it and find history. You have to dig into it. Madrasa is a school where Muslim children study. Deccani Pardesi conflict. Pardesi is the foreigners and Deccani is in the Deccan part. The kingdom was a witness to continuous conflict between the two groups of the noble court, Deccani and the Pardesi. The Deccanis were of local origin, obviously they are from the Deccan side, and the Pardesis had come from Iran, Turkey, Arabia and Central Asia. They were looked upon as foreigners by the local Deccani nobles. The two factions were always scheming against one another. Mahmud Ghaun was a Pardesi. He failed to unite the two groups. His opponents hatched a conspiracy against him and had him executed in 1481. That means the Deccani people killed him. How did these Iran people come in? Iranis, we have so many Iranis and we have Turkish, Arabian people in India staying. If you go to Pune, you will see a lot of people from Iran, Turkey, Arabia, Central Asia, they are staying in Pune. It's a huge colony, you know, it's called, I'm forgetting the name. I had friends there. I used to go and meet them. It's on a type of hill type of place where all foreigners, mostly all people from outside who have come and migrated to Pune stay there. I'm forgetting the name. It's a very nice name. It's on a hill type of part, you know, and it's very cool. And our Firoz Khan's son or Akbar Khan's son, Sanjay Khan's son, someone's son has got a huge restaurant there. It's a wonderful place. So I've been there. It's more, I'm forgetting the name now. Anyways, I have quite a lot of friends who we were working together in Delhi, and I used to go to meet them. Administration. The Wazir or Wakil headed the administration. You know what's a Wakil? A lawyer. Other senior officials were the Amir-e-Jumla, head of finance, the Wazir-e-Ashraf, head of the foreign affairs, Sardar-e-Jahan, head of the religious and judicial department. The kingdom was divided into many provinces called the Taraf. Each province was under a governor called the Amir or Tarafdar. He was paid through Jagirs. The governors had their own armies. They helped the king with men and equipment in the times of war. In lesson 6, we'll come to know more about the Bahamanis. End of the kingdom, what happened? The later kings were weak. This led to the governors in the province to declare their independence. In 1527, they were here till 1527. The kingdom had split into 5 independent sultanates. Ahmednagar ruled by Nizam Shahis, Bijapur ruled by Adil Shahis, Golconda ruled by Qutub Shahis, Berar ruled by the Imad Shahis, Bidar ruled by the Barid Shahis. It split up. Okay. So here is this till this chapter. We are on 4 and then we are coming to chapter 5. So we will come to know about the great Mughals. What actually happened here. Sultans we have done. So we have to come to know about the great Mughals as well. So I'm coming back in the next video. Today is only I'm going to do for you, and I want to go ahead with lot of chapters, you know. We are quite back. So it's extensive reading and explanation. So that's what we are going to do. Okay. I'll come back in the next video.